What's happening, Elevation Nation? It is June 12th, Thursday, and we got our camp tour kicking off. We're rolling now, Sam. What is that noise?
That was my excited air horn noise.
Is that like you, DJ button? You're like,
yep.
All right,
Camp tour 2025 in full effect. It's June. We're rolling. This is a busy month for us, Parker, but it's fun.
Crazy we're here.
Crazy we're here. I feel like we were looking forward to this for months, and now it's here, and soon it's going to be over. I don't know about you. It's obviously very stressful, right? We have full-time jobs. We're traveling all over the country in rental cars, sleeping in hotels, sleeping in camp bunks.
Giving up our weekends.
Giving up our weekends. It's a lot. So I know I've had to continually remind myself that, one, this is what I signed up for, so I have no one to feel sorry for. Like, this is the life that I wanted. And two, to remember that this is the life I wanted, right? Like, what a privilege that we are speaking at camps. People have wanted us to come in and help elevate the mindset of their counselors, and that's what we've wanted for so long. And so I'm just needing to remind myself that sometimes I get caught up in the stress, just like you almost missing your flight the other day and me having to pee into a cup on the high.
Thanks for sharing, Sam. Thanks for sharing.
Yeah,
on the way back on Monday, we had some issues with some traffic. Chicago traffic it was terrible. We were in standby, like literally bumper to bumper traffic for an hour and a half. Like, we did not move. And so I almost missed my flight. I got there with 3 minutes to spare, and Sam drank too much water throughout the day. Well, at least you're hydrated. And there was nowhere for us to go. So as you can imagine, Sam had to make some alternate plans. So, I mean, yeah, I completely am with you, dude. It's stressful, it's overwhelming, it's crazy, but I wouldn't want it any other way. I feel so alive when we do any event, but even more alive when we get to do it at camp. Being surrounded, one, in nature, as someone who lives in New York City, getting out to a quiet lake, surrounded by grass and basketball courts and ball courts and fireplaces and pits, and just it's something special just in the air. But then the ability to be able to work with young people who are about to take on a very fun but challenging summer in summer camp, and trying to provide children a summer of a lifetime. And so for those of you who are just joining us, or if you've been along the journey along the way, we're on a mission to elevate the mindset of people so that they can be better leaders. And we think we can do that through building mental fortitude. Earlier this week, we kicked off our tour at Lake of the Woods and Greenwoods Camp. Shout out all of them. It was an incredible time. We did our keynote mental motto session through vulnerable storytelling and interactive activities. Everyone was able to look deeper within themselves. And of course, everyone left with a mental motto. And so, Sam, I want to talk today, like, you know, we talk at high schools, we talk at colleges, we talk at corporations, and now, of course, we talk at camp. For you, I want to dive a little bit deeper. Like, why do you think summer camp is an incredible place to help people elevate their mindset?
Yeah, I mean, I have a lot of takes on this, and this might be longer than a Fortitude in 15. But as we look at the next generation of leaders that are emerging, one of the biggest things we are hearing is that they are lacking critical thinking skills, problem-solving skills, and social interaction skills, right? And so as I look back on my journey as a young adult in those high school and college years, like many of us, I was told, get an internship because that's the best way that you'll get the next internship. And then that way you'll get the big job in Big Four consulting or wherever I wanted to end up. Now, reflecting back on that journey, of course, everyone who gave me that advice, their head was in the right place. But I encourage, if there are any parents listening, coaches, teachers, or even young people that are debating the power of camp. I just want to share with you that the skill sets that you learn at camp, the problems that you solve, and the time you get alone to figure out who you are and to develop your leadership skills, I can almost promise will be more beneficial to you as a human being and then therefore employee in the future than any potential internship that you could have. And maybe that's my hot take. Maybe I'm going to get canceled on social media for that one. But I think now more than ever, the most successful people in business, in medicine, in the normal, I'm doing air quotes here, the normal working world, those people have faced some sort of adversity that pushed them out of their comfort zone. And camp is a safe, adventurous place where you can help cultivate experiences to push people outside of that comfort zone. And so whether you've traveled abroad or hosted a foreign exchange student or gone on to become a camp counselor, I think those different types of experiences help you gain the skill sets that all of these larger corporations are now looking for.
Yeah, they're looking for leaders. And I think camp cultivates a space for people to practice their leadership skills and improve upon that. I know from camp, and I always say this, I learned some of my most important traits and things by being able to be pushed outside my comfort zone. And to your point, in a safe environment, quote unquote, safe environment. And we had a conversation when we were at camp the other day. It was like, could AI replace this? And I looked at you, I'm like, hell no, dude. No way. Camp is a place where you disconnect from technology. And you're telling me that AI could replace the interactions and experiences that one has at camp? No, that's the beauty of it. We put our phones away. The campers don't even have their phones. Counselors are not supposed to be on your phones, right? There's no internet really that people are going to get connected to. And so with that, people are able to engage in like natural human behavior and interaction, connectiveness. And from that, self-confidence, leadership skills, emotional regulation skills, kids are learning at the youngest age, all the way up into those counselors who are about to take on that next step, whether they're in the real world or not. And so as AI, I think, continues to, as we're seeing it in front of our face, like replace a lot of what humans do, I think camp is still focusing on the more important traits that, to your point, corporations are looking for, companies are looking for. And these are traits that are going to be more difficult to come across and much more difficult to replicate. And that is human leadership, human self-confidence, human emotional regulation, right? You have all the technical stuff that AI can replace, but you can't replace a leader in a human. And so I think ever more now, summer camp is important because kids will learn those important skills. Young people will learn those important skills. And I think more than ever, adults need to find their way back to a place, an environment like camp, so that they can learn those skills too. And so, Sam, I know we're super passionate about that. I do think camp should not just be a place for just children and young people. It should be a place for all people to learn those skills.
I mean, we are living proof of that. Parker and I go to a week-long summer camp every year where we volunteer as a camp counselor. And it's for kids who lost a parent or a sibling. It's grief camp. And I think, Parker, we get just as much out of the camp, unplugging from work and really diving into what matters to us. I mean, one of the biggest struggles I have is when you come back from camp, going back to your old life, right? Sitting in meetings and sending emails and having a very tech-focused world. I don't know. It's less fulfilling, certainly. So I think camp is a great place to learn, to grow, and to elevate, and certainly something that I hope we're involved in for a long time.
And listen, not everyone will have access to camp, obviously. We are very aware of that. It's not cheap, right? It's not close to where we all live. It's not something that most people have access to. But what it is a reminder of for at least us, and hopefully if you're listening now, is the impact that nature can have in our human spirit. Being in the grass, being under the sun, being able to run around, maybe near a lake, maybe not, maybe on a basketball court, maybe not, maybe just surrounded by people who aren't on their phones all day. There is something really special about that. Genuine conversations at lunch. There isn't a phone around. And that felt like a reset for us. And I'm feeling very inspired. I'm excited for our next 4 tour stops. I'm excited to elevate with all these counselors and directors of camps that we're going to be working with. And excited to continue to grow the nation, dude. It's pretty crazy to think that we're here and we're doing it alongside all of these incredible people.
So right now, this summer, 2025, we have 5 camps on our camp tour. Parker, I'm calling it. Next summer, we're going to have so many camps in a row that we're actually probably just going to have to rent an RV. And we're going to take the Elevation Nation Roadshow on tour. We're going to be hitting up camps across the Midwest, across the East Coast. Maybe we'll get out west. Who knows?
Why
we'll
not?
See.
Why not west?
Let's do
Why
it.
not south? Why not everywhere? Like a little road trip.
I don't know. I might get sick of you, but I think we can start Midwest
need
and East.
Two RVs then, or like an RV that
Caravan
has
up
a
there.
car that like breaks off just in case you want to like ditch me.
Abort mission. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, you're gonna.
We'll see. But I'm excited, man. It's a great way to start our summer. And, thinking back to our gig we just did at the incredible Camp Greenwoods, Lake of the Woods, right? One moment that stood out for me, Parker, and why camp is so impactful and so important is we got to eat lunch with all the campers after our session. Counselors, excuse me, at camp. And we got to bop around the different tables and talk to them about what they were excited about for the summer, what their goals were, what they were working on, what they wanted to do. And I remember one young woman came up to us and said, guys, thank you so much for that talk. I really needed to get introspective, and you guys helped me kind of shed the shell that I had this summer at camp. And she jokingly said, will you guys hire me, right? I don't have a college degree, but I have a lot to offer. And I said, well, what do you want to do? To which she replied, I don't know. I love to travel, and I love camp, and I love mentoring other people and helping. And I said, it sounds like you're already doing what you want to do. And she paused for a moment and gave me a smile. And I think it reminded me and reminded her that just because society has certain expectations on what you think you should be doing to be quote unquote successful, everyone is in charge of their own life, the balance of that life that they want to live, whether that's full-time at camp, traveling the world, being a snowboard instructor, working part-time in consulting and having a podcast on the side. Find the balance that works for you and try not to let society and other people's expectations dictate how you want to live your life. Because some of the best human beings that I've ever met are from the camp world.
Does that include me?
You're up there.
I'll
give it to you. You're up there.
Do you say I'm from the camp world or no? I just go to camp and work at camp, but I'm not in the camp world.
I didn't meet you through the camp world. I met you through other factors. But you are one of my favorite people, Parker. I'll give you that.
I could find a way to like spin it like we only met because of the camp world, but maybe not. All right, well, that's really it. I don't want to go much longer on this one, but it's been an incredible ride, an incredible journey, and it is very inspiring to be around all of those other people who are committed to helping kids have the best summer ever. And I'm just really proud of you, Sam. And sometimes I got to take a step back and say I'm proud of myself as well. We've been building this thing for a long time, and it's continuing to all come together one day at a time. And we're committed to this mission, and the elevating won't stop, Elevation Nation. So
until next week, peace.